So, John, you have said that lawyers should be healers, not flamethrowers. So, tell me about that.
Well, along the lines of being a problem solver and not a lawyer,
Yeah.
especially when we do divorce and family law. It should be much more about finding solutions to families and not making it worse. I think a lot of attorneys make it worse instead of trying to figure out how to make it better. Like, I don't believe in going to court until I've tried to resolve things. And a lot of attorneys don't believe in that. They just, fire off the complaint and see what
Yeah.
happens and then try to resolve it later. And I just don't believe in that. I don't think it's good for families, not good for kids.
I mean, do you find that other family lawyers practice that way?
I do, and it's a hard thing to try to get around because it takes talking to your client to talk to their spouse to try to convince the spouse, don't go this direction because they
Yeah.
might have an attorney that's pulling them in that direction. And I really think that it's a disservice to everybody. Plus, the court system's really screwed up. I mean, every state's got their problems, but in New Jersey in particular, we have a very taxed court system that you're going to be in the court system for 12, 18, 24 months if you decide to go through it as opposed to trying to resolve things.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's torts that really bind up and jam up the court systems across the country. It's family law cases, it's domestic cases, without a doubt. I mean, do you think the desire is because is it a financial interest of the attorneys, or is it a character flaw? Like, what is it about family law? Because I barely dabbled in it. Okay, like I've had three cases ever. It was more than a decade ago that I've ever touched a family law case, and it seemed like it was really difficult to deal with family law attorneys from what I was used to. And so, what is it about family law attorneys that makes it so difficult?
There's probably three cases too many, right?
Yeah, exactly right. They were all favors, quote unquote favors.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
So the problem with family law is there's so many different things within family law that are handled. Like there's domestic violence
100%,
cases.
yeah.
There's people that have children that aren't married. Then there's, of course, your divorces. And then there's people that are already divorced that now need things changed. And there's adoption. There's name changes. There's all these things.
Real estate tax.
Real estate
employment,
tax. There's
yes.
all kinds of things that have to be handled. So there are people out there that do this all the time, and those are great. But a large percentage of people that show up in family court are what we like to call dabblers, people that only have, one, two, or three cases, in divorce or the domestic violence or these other things. And they don't really know the law. They don't really know the procedures. They don't know how to resolve things without being a lawyer. And unfortunately, in family law, you have to take your lawyer hat off a little bit and start thinking more in a collaborative way. Like, how can I resolve things? Because people are already pissed off. They're getting divorced. Maybe someone cheated on somebody and there's all these emotions, but you got to figure out how to get around those emotions, because emotions, what's 95% of a divorce. The
Yeah.
law is pretty easy. I mean, it's not hard. And I mean, very seldom does someone have something that really needs to go in front of a judge. It's very rare. Most of the time we can get around it. And I will say that most attorneys at least look at themselves in the mirror and believe that. And the problem is well, we've got two problems. One is financial. I mean, attorneys need to make a living.
Sure.
And I'm never going to say an attorney bills a case just to make money, but we need to make a living. Number two, attorneys are scared to death of malpractice. They're scared to death of not doing enough. Not doing enough discovery, not looking for enough information, not asking enough questions, because later on, if you don't ask all those questions, you don't want your client coming back to you saying, well, how did we not know about that? How did we not know about that? So I think it's those two competing things that really force a lot of attorneys to really go above and beyond what they probably need to do in a given case.
Yeah.